Hi Gemini, welcome to your reading. If you're new to the channel, I do timeless readings, which means that whenever you find this video is when you're meant to hear the messages within it. And in case you subscribe, I upload my new videos for Gemini and Sagittarius on Wednesday. So I do want to let you guys know that the deck that I'm using today is called the Sun and Moon Tarot. And as always, if you guys are interested in getting a personal reading, my information is in the description below. So I just want to give you guys a quick heads up that sometimes the cards like to flip over in the deck. I do see them, however, I usually don't take them unless they jump out like these ones have. But my goal here is to get you guys roughly 8 or 9 cards, and then we can get started on your reading. So sometimes it takes a little bit longer, sometimes it doesn't, but I'm just going to try to pull out 1 or 2 more cards for you guys, and then we can get started. That group was too big, so I just put it back, and I'm going to keep shuffling. All right, and then we have our last 2 cards. All right, Gemini. So I do just want to let you guys know that in case you enjoyed the reading, or if it really resonates with you guys, the best way to let me know is by leaving a like or a comment. But your overall energy here is the Prince of Wands. Now, the Prince of Wands to me feels like a message coming forth, right? And it's a message of passion. So I'm thinking that for some of you guys, you might be starting some kind of a new relationship, or even just like a physical relationship, because I see sort of this Ace of Cups in reverse. So that would kind of hint at the fact that this energy is a little bit less than romantic. Which I mean is unfortunate if that's what you're into, but if you don't care, then I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. But this for sure is a message coming in, right? And I feel like it's in the beginning stages. So it's not necessarily a message that's going to come in right now immediately, but it's one that's coming in soon, probably like a couple weeks out, maybe even like a month or 2, but that is definitely the energy that I'm getting, is that a message that's waiting to come in. But this energy here is very interesting to me, because you have the Ace of Swords the Ace of Cups in reverse, also with the Fool card in reverse. So normally I don't really like interpret cards when I call them by the wrong name, but I feel like in this particular scenario, it was not a coincidence that I called the Ace of Cups the Ace of Swords. I think that with sort of this energy here that you guys have right now, there's a little bit of confusion. And I feel like that confusion is not contributing to whatever it is that you're trying to get done. And I feel like for a lot of you guys, that's establishing a new relationship of some kind. So it makes me feel like there's a lot of confusion and a lot of sort of this up in the air kind of energy. And I feel like that as a result is sort of having this domino effect where you have this confusion where nobody really knows what's going on exactly. And then you have sort of this false start, or this energy of blocked new romantic beginnings here with the Ace of Cups. So there's that. And then there's also this Fool card in reverse. Now the Fool card is a very powerful card because it talks about new beginnings of all kinds, right? So when it's in the reverse, like the Fool card is in this reading, you know that there is sort of this like blockage. Whereas, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you're not starting something new. It just means that there's some kind of blockage here, right? So the Fool in the upright is sort of this new, fresh energy, almost like when you leave everything behind and start anew completely, but sort of in like a good, refreshing kind of a way. But when it's in the reverse, to me, I feel like for half of you, you're not seeing a new beginning, and the other half of you are seeing a beginning, but you're sort of bringing in some past blockages. Also, I don't know why, but I'm really getting like the symbolism of a pineapple. So for some of you guys, pineapple might be very important. Maybe eat some pineapple, but that's a very specific message for someone out there, and I feel like they'll know what it is. But with the Three of Wands here and this Four of Pentacles, I feel like you guys have kind of taken your action and you're okay with you're really keeping to yourself right now. And I feel like that might be a little bit out of character for you. You know, we know the stereotype of air signs and like Gemini in particular that are very talkative and very open when it comes to things like this. But I feel like right now you guys are very much sort of closed off emotionally, because I know that the Four of Pentacles talks about keeping resources to yourself, such as money typically. But to me, it feels like it's you guys keeping your emotions to yourself, or your knowledge of yourself sort of as a resource to yourself, right? And I feel like with this Three of Wands here, you guys have taken action, right? Because the Three of Wands to me feels like the final step in this 3-step process where you sort of take in your new environment, see what situation you can do, sit down and then make a game plan, and then take out your action and see what the results are, right? So I feel like that's the point where you're at right now. You've basically done what you wanted to do, and now you're waiting to see how it goes over. Waiting sort of for that first wave of feedback, and I feel like it's going to be very positive. But I'm looking at this center energy right here, and this to me feels very critical, right? So the Wheel of Fortune is in reverse. When the Wheel of Fortune is in the upright, we know that things are going up into an upswing, right? And that gives us a very positive sort of lucky feeling energy, especially in places where we felt like we were downtrodden on our luck. It feels like things are being boosted, but because it's in the reverse, you know, you have very opposite energy because the Wheel of Fortune has spun around completely. So now you're at this point where, you know, perhaps you're not doing the greatest right now. Perhaps things aren't as like stable and are a little bit more rocky and unstable than you would have liked them to be right now. But, you know, the upside to that is like regardless of what this Wheel of Fortune is, and I should make the distinction here that the Wheel of Fortune feels like very divine energy. It feels like force majeure that is out of your control. But on top of this energy, you have the Magician card, which is in your control, right? Because the Magician is all about manifestation. It's all about sort of creating your own luck. And that's probably what I'm going to title this video, to be honest. But I feel like if you guys really work on your manifestation and really try your best to manifest yourself into the reality that it is that you want, and sort of not the reality that you're like being taken to. So like the imagery that I'm getting is like, I don't know if you guys grew up near like rivers or anything, but like when you throw leaves or a stick in a river and then it floats downstream, you know, it obviously doesn't make any resistance against it or anything. And I feel like that's the energy that you guys have been kind of in right now, just kind of like limp going downstream. But now you're getting like your fighting spirit back, and you guys are really trying to manifest what it is that you want, right? Because the Magician card is a master manifester. He has dominion over all 4 elements, right? The Pentacles, the Earth, the Fire Wands, the Air Swords, and then the Water Cups. So you're using all 4 of those energies to your advantage to be able to do the things that you need to do. And you have the Ten of Wands here, so that makes me feel like you're willing to shoulder all the burdens that you want, if it means getting what you want. Right, and I'm even looking at this Queen of Swords, which is you guys, right? Because the Queen of Swords is representative of air signs such as Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. And I feel like the fact that it's in reverse is telling me that you guys have been out of your energy for a long time. And I feel like the fact that you have this energy in the reverse with the Magician card, it makes me feel like now is the time to fight. Because the Queen of Swords is very special in the fact that she's the only queen that's seen combat, right? So she has literally fought for where she is. She knows how to use that sword. She's an expert at it. So I feel like, you know, maybe besides the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Swords is the most likely to be sort of that warrior queen energy. And I feel like that's the energy that you guys are in. You're really finding that warrior queen energy within yourselves. And like I said, with this Ten of Wands, you're willing to shoulder all the burdens if it means getting what you want in the end. It's very interesting because you have the Page of Cups, or sorry, the Page of Wands here in reverse. So again with that, I feel like the Page of Cups is a message of love or some kind of apology that's coming towards you, but it's a little bit blocked because you have this energy. I want to point out that the Page of Wands proceeds into and sort of becomes levels up into the Knight of Wands, which is your overall energy. So this to me feels like, you know, you could be in this energy, but you've sort of taken a step back and you've said, I'm not going to do this yet. Even though I could have this right now, I'm not going to do this yet because I have other things on my mind. And I feel like that's completely your choice because you're in such an energy to manifest. So I think at the end of the day, you guys are going to be able to pull through just fine. It's just a matter of working hard, you know, putting in a little bit of that elbow grease, which I don't think that you guys are any stranger to, but willing to work hard and manifest so that you're able to have the reality that you want. But that was your reading first time around, Gemini. If you enjoyed, please leave a like or a comment because it really helps out the channel, and I personally really love to know if these readings resonate with you guys. But like I said before, I upload my new videos for Gemini and Sagittarius on Wednesdays. But in the meantime, you guys are more than welcome to watch any of my other timeless readings that I have up on the channel. And with that being said, I hope to see you guys next time for next reading.